All right, we are back after a 3-week hiatus. The Barreto boys are back to recap the NFL Sunday slate of football games. My name is Dylan Barreto. I'm Podcast Papa. I'm here with Stephen Barreto, big brother. Hello. We are coming to you a little earlier than normal because this game is over, but it's not over yet. Technically, there's still about a minute or so left in this game as of right now.
They can't stop the clock. They got 2 timeouts.
Yeah, the San Francisco 49ers right now at the time of our recording are up 20-10 against the Atlanta Falcons.
They can literally take 3 knees and kick a field goal.
Yeah, this game is fucking over. Once we saw the last Michael Penix Jr. pass just get dirted, we're like, all right, start it up. We know how this game's ending. What a game by Christian McCaffrey. 24 carries, 129 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then receiving 7 receptions, 72 yards. Bijan Robinson, awesome, like normal. Mac Jones in the second half. The first half, Mac Jones was like, not good. Second half, Mac Jones was much better. But the big, not really the big story, but the big thing about this one would be for me is not even 2 minutes ago, recognizing that both DCs on this game for each team were the Jets head coaches last year. So that was funny. But both of them are good DCs. So we saw that today. Shout out to Bryce Huff. Shout out to Robert Saleh, Jeff Ulbrich.
Well, the Falcons, they don't travel on the road. They struggle on the road. Penix struggles on the road. It's like if it's not home cooking in Atlanta, they really don't know what they're doing. Like the defense just there's nobody in San Francisco right now that's like I'm worried about. You got old McCaffrey who's at the end.
Yeah, but he's still really good.
He's good, but he did his thing. That's the only one you really need to lock in on. George Kittle, he's back from injury, but I didn't even know he was playing. Did he get a target?
Did Kittle get a target? I think
Juan Jennings had 1 target. He's playing with like 5 broken ribs. All the rest of the receivers are out.
Kittle, I don't think he got a target, no. Because he also has 0 catches, so it doesn't show. 23 seconds, everybody's walking onto the field. This game is over on it. But yes. Juwan Jennings was back. He had a couple catches. Yeah, the offense really was Christian McCaffrey or nobody.
Yeah, it's don't put the McCaffrey or nobody, and they should know this by now. Like, well, there's no fear. Like Kittle is actually the person you're supposed to fear, but he didn't get a target. Like they're coming for Mac Jones. How many times did he get sacked today? And he dropped the ball once, but they got it back.
Once. Sacks allowed once. One.
He only got sacked once?
Yeah. But the pressure was there.
A lot back there.
Yeah, he was moving. The pressure was absolutely there. Shout out to National Running Backs Day, something they decided they were going to do today after finding out that Bijan and Christian McCaffrey worked out with each other over the summer. And here we are with the...
that's how National Tight Ends Day started.
Next week. So we're here looking at live at the swapping of the jerseys as it's going to take 30 minutes to get the fucking wet, sweaty jerseys off of the shoulder pads to then swap and take pictures. Game is over. I can close that window. We love that. But yes, Niners 20.
What's going to happen? I don't know the turf toe Purdy thing. This offense runs better with Mac Jones, and Purdy has been when he's been playing this year struggled with this offense.
My only rebuttal to that is he's kind of been hurt the entire time he's run the offense, and then last year when he was running the offense, he didn't really have fucking anybody. Because even like Anthony tried to use this during the show last week, and I was like, McCorkle has right now. He has Trent Williams at left tackle, McCaffrey. There was a point last year where McCorkle didn't have either receivers, Christian McCaffrey or Trent Williams. So I was like, it's a little different. But
when he had them week 1, week 2 when they played before he got hurt, he was struggling.
He also was playing better teams, wasn't he? Did he play the Rams? And so
well, no, he
take
didn't
that
play
as
the
you
Rams.
will.
Mac Jones played the Rams with a worse team and beat them.
Yeah, they played the Seahawks then, right? It was a division. Yeah. It was a divisional team. The Seahawks don't have a bad defense, but I can understand it. I don't think Mac is playing good enough to where you sit there and you're like, we have to really do a quarterback change. I think he's doing his job on there. That's the one thing I'm not going to say.
If Bradford comes back and stinks up a joint again.
Oh, then you have to pull him. Then you have to pull him.
After you just paid him, and you got rid of a lot of people because you had to pay him.
Yeah, well, these are the mistakes you make. They did the same thing with Jimmy Garoppolo.
That defense last week when Warner got hurt, they could not stop it. They could not stop nothing.
The thing that I will always give Robert Saleh credit with is he's a great defensive coach, and he is great at just finding people. If he sees a little bit of talent in you, he can get the best out of you. That's why, I shouted out Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff, undrafted free agent, who ended up getting a bag last year after earning his way into a third down rushing role with the Jets, having double-digit sacks. And then went to Philly, got paid. They didn't use him correctly because he's a situational edge rusher. And then here he is after getting cut. Quincy Williams turned into an all-pro linebacker after getting cut in Jacksonville, after being like a 5th-round pick. He's really good at finding these guys. And he always seems to make it work, even without Nick Bosa being hurt and all this stuff. Like, the Niners are still always going to have a good defense as long as Saleh is around. So credit to him. Terrible head coach, good defense coordinator. Let's get into it. The Icy Hot Bowl. Bengals 33, Steelers 31. Let me tell you the amount of shit that I got in the group chat after this game when I said, man, Aaron Rodgers turning over the ball twice really fucked this game up, didn't it?
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, you can't do that. Jalen Ramsey was getting cooked all over the field. I'm like, he was. Both of these things can be true.
Ramsey's been washed for the last 4 years. Slay's been washed for the last 4 years. You traded for washed corners. What do you expect was going to happen?
You should have seen me in the group chat calling out Jalen Ramsey every chance I could. Every time I saw Jamar Chase on the field, I'm like, where you at, 5? Where you at, 5?
He was getting toasted or getting flagged.
He was getting killed by everybody. T. Higgins was killing him.
No, I'm saying everybody was killing him. T. Higgins was killing him.
To be fair here, Jamar Chase was in one of those modes where it really didn't matter who was covering him. Because he was cooking Joey Porter, he was cooking fucking Darius Slay, he was cooking Jalen Ramsey.
Well, first of all, there's who can really cover Chase? Nobody.
Exactly. Nobody could already cover him.
There is no corner in the league that's like, I'm scared of him. The last corner was Sherman and Revis. When's the last? What corner right now is anybody says? We don't throw at that guy. They throw at every corner.
Yeah. No corner, Sauce doesn't get thrown at a lot.
They throw at his ass.
They today he didn't get thrown at all. There's
no fucking corner. It's like we're not going to throw at him.
No, I think it just happens.
We saw Ahmad get burnt a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but he only gave up 2 catches. That's what I'm saying.
They don't throw at him, and he doesn't get beat. Like, there's no corner.
Yeah, that's different. I was going to say, if you're just doing the target thing, Sauce really doesn't get targeted.
No, I'm talking about
fucking fear. I don't even think PS2 has the fear. Like
There's
he's
no
clearly
lockdown corner. Even Surtain,
Surtain's the best in football, and I don't think
he's
anybody's
the best
scared of
corner in
him.
the league, but they still go at him. There's no like Revis or Sherman, like Aaron Rodgers when you play Richard Sherman. I'm not fucking throwing to that guy. Revis, I'm not throwing at Revis. Like there's no fucking corner that's just like a dog. Like we don't throw that side. When you come out on Sunday, one side of the field is locked down. You have to throw the other side.
Yeah, that just made it harder knowing that like Chase was also in that mode where he knew nobody could guard him. And then he just had fucking just washed corners and Joey Porter Jr., who I already don't think is very good.
The reason the Bengals traded for Flacco and why they got Flacco is because veteran quarterback, but Flacco will throw the ball down the field. He will get PIs. He will hold on. Like Browning he was just holding the ball and he couldn't deal with it. Flacco, he's like holds it a little bit, then gets rid of it.
Flacco did the thing you'd expect a fucking 20-year vet to do at this point is, hey, where's 1 and 5? I need to just know where 1 and 5 is at all times.
1 and 5 at what play are we calling? Where's 1 and 5 at on these plays? I'm just going to target them.
Yeah. Hey, Chase, when you get inside leverage, tell me what you want to do.
I might throw it to Chase Brown every now and then, but I'm just fucking because we know their offensive line is bad. Just Browning he wasn't throwing the ball down the field. He was throwing the ball away.
Flacco
throwing bad interceptions, and he was taking sacks because a lot of the bad quarterbacks don't do even when there's pressure. You don't have to run. You could just do a little slide to the right, just move up or move to the right a little bit to get the pass off. Like Browning doesn't know that. He's just like if pressure was coming, he was running and trying to fucking do something, and that's why they made the trade for Flacco. Flacco,
he was fantastic.
Flacco running a zone read,
unreal. I can't believe they did that.
Keeping it on a zone read and nobody saw coming.
When that shit happened, you and me texted the group chat at the same time where I was like, no shot. No shot. They ran zone read.
No fucking way. They just ran a fucking zone read for Flacco for a first down.
Oh, it was such a beautiful game to watch. Like outside of the Aaron Rodgers 2 turnovers, he played a good game. He played a really good game. It's so frustrating watching this fucking Bengals defense in the first 2 scoring drives because the first touchdown he threw, the Bengals pass rushers literally stopped. He ran to the left, saw all the Bengals rushers go with him, and then ran to the right, and then nobody came with him to the point where the guy who was originally covering the person who caught the touchdown crashed in to try to make a play, and he was wide open. And I'm sitting there, I was like, this is going to be a long day for this Bengals.
Because they had fucking Cam Taylor Britt, who always gets burnt.
It was
he was benched. He didn't play this game.
It was
and then the other corner played and fucking got interceptions. I think he got both interceptions and was locking down.
I think at some point in the third quarter, I was like, "Oh my god, I hope Jamar Chase breaks Brandon Marshall's record. That would be fucking incredible if we got to watch that during the fucking Unk Bowl like that. Oh, that would have been awesome. He got the targets.
Well,
he had a couple drops.
24 targets. He had 16 catches.
He had a couple drops, couple ones that were good defended, but I really wanted him.
Well, and he also had pass interferences too. Yep. So
this prompted a conversation in the podcast group chat where Anthony was like, Jamar Chase, the best wide receiver in football. And I'm like, you're not wrong, but I also don't think you're right because he's a different type of receiver than Justin Jefferson. And that's where it gets who is the one you want, where you have Jamar Chase, who is T.O., a little bit smaller, but then you have Justin Jefferson, who is just Randy Moss. So it's just who do you prefer type of deal, where Chase, when he gets the ball.
Well, Chase is also faster.
Yeah. Well, I'd say T.O. might have been a little faster than Randy, but he's one of those guys where
faster T.O.
You get them the ball, they're incredible. They're going to take the ball and they're going to just go. You get them on a short route, they could bust that for 50 and then run somebody over. Where Randy is going to make these incredible fucking catches, one-handed, this, that. Like, that's Justin Jefferson at this point. So it's just like, it all depends on the type of player you are or you prefer. After watching this game, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. That Jamar Chase is the best wide receiver in football. Like, that would just be very dishonest of me to say. But, like, and then he tried to say Justin Fields would be a fucking Hall of Famer in this offense. And I was like, chill the fuck out. Chill the fuck out. But, man, this was a great game. Aaron Rodgers made a great play to take the lead just for Joe Flacco and the Bengals to drive down for the fucking field goal because Jalen Ramsey got burnt. T. Higgins, instead of running through the end zone, I'm going to slide right before.
Yeah, you got to do that. You got to leave them as much time, leave them less time as needed. They don't let Aaron Rodgers throw some bullshit pass.
And shout out to Aaron for throwing a fucking 70-yard bomb at the end of the play. I was very surprised that old man still got it.
Well, fucking Pittsburgh Steelers are lucky that this division is fucking ass right now.
Oh.
Especially the way the Ravens been stinking it up.
Also,
but there's still time because they lost to the Bengals and they still have to play the Ravens twice.
Hopefully the Ravens will be fucking healthy by the time they
well, Lamar's back next week.
Fucking can we talk about the loser shit that Mike Tomlin was saying before that game where he was like, the fucking Browns traded a quarterback in division and fucking man, now we gotta play a better quarterback than Jake Browning. Fucking loser.
Get over it.
Play who's in front of you. Don't be an asshole. Blackheart, that's not how you spell the last name, damn it. Bengals 33, Steelers 31. To London we go, where the Los Angeles Rams beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 35-7. Matt Stafford with an unreal performance. 5 touchdowns, hat trick to Devontae Adams.
Jaguars had a lot of injuries on the defense. They didn't travel with the team. Devin Lloyd didn't travel.
The grounds crew just didn't show up to work.
Yeah.
That field looked like shit. I think every wide receiver for the Jacksonville Jaguars also dropped 4 passes each.
Okay, now here's the thing. Well, the Jags were the number 1 team in drops until the communists took over today. When the Washington had a drop to tie, and then they had another drop to take the lead. But the Jaguars were second in the league in drop passes, and you traded for Travis Hunter to play both sides. Your defense was getting tore up. You should have played him on defense too.
They put him in there on a couple top plays in the third quarter and he made plays on Devontae Adams, and it's just like I don't understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
But then at the same time,
in the first half, they have to get rid of Shane Waldron. When Shane Waldron shows up, your receivers drop. They drop in how they play. Look what has happened to Brian Thomas Jr. Shane Waldron showed up.
Brian Thomas Jr. also, like, every time you like poked him, he like was on the sideline this game. I felt like every time he had a ball thrown to him, he would drop it and then be on the sideline because he hurt something.
And then in the first half, when they have Travis Hunter they're only throwing fucking running reverses, in and arounds, fucking screen passes. Like, let him run the actual routes. In the second half, when they started actually running routes with him, getting him the ball, like Travis Hunter this year, if you're not going to put him on defense, if he's not playing both sides,
just play him as a wide receiver.
He needs to be on every snap on offense because you need the threat of somebody else on there on the field. Because like these receivers freaking just drop the ball with Brian Thomas Jr. included with Shane Waldron.
We'll get there, Blackheart. Don't you worry. there was one play. I think Trevor threw a ball underneath, so they ran a inside route concept where they had Travis on the deeper end of the in, and then they had a receiver underneath him where there was two linebackers in between, probably a cover two, and they threw to the underneath wide receiver, and Travis like threw a little bit of a fit there. Anthony Poste is like, God, he's just missing wide open guys. I was like, that throw may have been a drop, but that's like the right throw, because if he tries to make that to Travis, that's probably picked off. Right, as open as Travis thought he was, these are NFL defenders. Like, you can't just try to float that over. That doesn't work out well.
Yeah, open is not open in college and open in NFL are two different things. You may look open, but the speed of these players.
Once they started getting Travis involved, it's just like, okay, this is fantastic. Like, keep this going. I just don't understand the disconnect in what we're using him for. Like, the idea of playing him both sides is cool in theory, but then you have people like Ryan Clark who's like, oh, he needs to be doing both. You need to get both. That's the best part about it. Blah, 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 blah. Clearly, there's a disconnect in how he's being used. Nobody truly understands. Nobody truly understands.
He needs to be on the field, at least on offense at all times. Because he should have been on the field on defense at all times too, because they could not stop anything. They could not stop a cold. They could not stop nothing. And the Rams have fumbling running backs, and this is the number one team in forcing turnovers. Forcing turnovers. Stafford, you couldn't affect Stafford, who's missing Puka Nacua. You just and he like played a game. I don't know how many yards he had. It wasn't like spectacular. It was just easy dinks, like, oh, this guy's open. Guys just getting open.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just hitting them. It wasn't even like, it was like nothing. It was like he was doing 7-on-7.
Yeah, look, for me, I had to play Trevor Lawrence this week because Kyler Murray's out. So I was grateful for the garbage time. I was very grateful for the garbage time. So appreciate that. Stop sending our teams to fucking London. I'm so sick of these London games. It is not.
Well, they're done
fun.
with London. It's
Germany now, right?
It's Berlin and Madrid.
I'm so over it. Philadelphia Eagles 28, Minnesota Vikings 22. Go ahead and give me a hand, Steven. I didn't watch this.
This is simple. Is JJ McCarthy is ass, because there's no JJ McCarthy. JJ McCarthy could come back this week, but they decided, no, we're going to keep him out, but kept him as the emergency quarterback, the third string quarterback. If he's being kept as a third string quarterback in this game off a bye week, that should tell you all you need to know about fucking JJ McCarthy, that they rather have trot out sorry ass Carson Wentz. Like this game, but it's going to show Jalen Hurts had a perfect passer rating, blah, 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 blah. But this game was too close for the Eagles should have blew them out because of how bad Carson Wentz was. Carson Wentz was throwing horrible interceptions. Not even that. There was a play where it was a screen pass. Well, it wasn't a screen pass. It was just a regular pass. It was like third down, and he could not get to the outside, so he just throws it in the dirt 5 yards in front of him. I'm like, that's intentional grounding. Intentional grounding, and they have to kick a field goal. The Vikings defense, good receivers always tear up this Vikings defense, no matter what how good Brian Flores calls the game. Because they could not run on the Vikings. But, man, I don't know what Isaiah Rodgers is getting threats in his DMs of how bad he was. They at one of these touchdowns, Jalen Hurts, he's literally just standing in one spot, doing jumping jacks. The AJ Brown already ran his route, and Jalen Hurts is like, go, 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 go. He's not getting any pressure at all. It's a touchdown. I'm like, how do you have a linebacker on AJ Brown in man coverage? And the play was over. He didn't run a little curl route, but the play was over. Jalen Hurts is just literally standing there with no pressure. and he tells them, go, go, go. So this is a good game for Jalen Hurts because this is what the Eagles want. They want him to throw this amount. They do not want him throwing any 30 or 40. If he throws 30 or 40 times, they are losing. They get their big chunk plays. Tush Push got penalty called this game, and Flores had a special way to defend.
I saw that.
But they still got the first down. But it was penalty on. They should have been a penalty on that play anyway, because the center was illegal formation over the ball, and the guards and AJ Brown flinch. So
that's what's going to get the play banned.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's going to get the play banned. Before it was wah, stop it. Now it's wah, the officials aren't calling false starts.
So the Jalen Hurts slander is they're all going to turn this week. Oh, look what he did! He didn't do nothing.
All right, let's keep it moving.
I never seen somebody struggle with talent.
Patriots 31, Titans 13. From what I understand, this game was a absolute ass whooping.
It was a Mike Vrabel revenge game. The Titans are so bad, like they weren't even trying to tackle Ramondre. They were just going for the ball. Like they were just coming, swiping. They were trying to punch the ball. They were not even trying to tackle Ramondre. It was like as soon as they see Ramondre running, they were just stop. And then Drake May was doing his best Josh Allen impersonation. He's running around.
Yeah, I saw some highlights of that game, and I was like, he was just hooping. He was doing some good shit in there. So it's like, granted, Titans.
They should be. This is what you want. Is like you're a young up and coming team. You need to beat teams that suck. You need to absolutely destroy them.
And that they did.
Yeah.
Mike was saying before this game kicked off, he was like, man, I wish they would have waited to fire Callahan so that he could have came to this game and got his ass whooped, and then we fired him. And I was like, man, I know you hate Brian Callahan so much, but like that Raiders loss was enough to fire him. Like it was enough to fire him.
Cam Ward is finding out in the NFL you cannot hold the ball that long. Otherwise, you're gonna be knocked out of your hand and scored for a touchdown.
He's also got a lot of dog shit at receiver too, so it's so
the receivers are dog shit, and they don't fucking. He got the first drive they came out. He hit DK for a touchdown, but then it's like that's their best receiver is DK. What are you guys paying Calvin Ridley for?
Well, he's injured. Calvin really didn't play today.
Tony Pollard's there. What are they doing with Tony Pollard? He
got 6 receptions today. But this whole Titan season is a loss. They should just punt the season and do nothing but draft offensive linemen. Do nothing but draft offensive linemen.
Draft and sign linemen. Get some receivers.
Because this is just... We all think Cam Ward is a guy.
Cam Ward is going to be good, but he's got to be able to have a career.
Yes, and I think the more he gets into his career, he's going to realize that arm talent alone isn't going to carry you like it did in college. So you got to do your best to support that. I don't know who the next head coach of the Titans is going to be. I made the joke that Saleh and Mike McDaniel are going to be his head coach in OC. And with that ownership, I would not be surprised.
She wanted to do her thing and get rid of Vrabel. Like, why? You had the coach.
Steven, we did it. We made it to this point. Panthers 13, New York Jets 6.
It was the first Panthers win on the road The NFC playoff picture is wide open for a lot of teams. And the Panthers are also undefeated at home.
I would like to just point out about how right I was about Justin Fields. Because immediately upon the benching of Justin Fields, because Justin Fields played the first half and did nothing. After he did get murdered. He did get murdered on that one outside run where he slid and got decapitated. But in the passing game, he did a whole lot of nothing in the entirety of the first half. Tyrod comes in immediately. The offense moves a little differently. And then Fields comes back in for the rest of the half. And it's just like, you know what? I've seen enough. I have seen enough Justin Fields to truly understand that I was so fucking right about him. He was actually worse than I thought because nobody in the NFL, let me know if you've heard this, Steven. Nobody in the NFL has more time to throw than Justin Fields. So we know that stat. And then all he does is check down the ball. So for him to have as much time to throw as he does, and then also have like an average throw attempt to be like 2.5 yards, that just means you're holding on to the ball too long. He's playing scared. I would rather lose football games the Jameis Winston way of just fuck it, somebody's down there and you're trying to advance the ball and score points and you turn over the ball versus I'm scared to throw the ball because I don't want to make mistakes and I don't want to get benched. You got benched anyway. So who fucking cares? Like, you had to see the writing on the wall. Like, it was going to happen. Aaron Glenn's an asshole for after the game last week, looking at the fucking reporter and be like, what type of question are you asking me? Ask me if I'm going to make a quarterback change. Clearly, it's a good question because Tyrod Taylor started the game the second half and immediately in 2 drives had the same amount of passing yards as Justin Fields. Granted, had 2 touchdown passes dropped. Alan Lazard dropped 1, which was fun to be reminded that he's on the team because I don't think Justin Fields targeted him 1 time in his 6 games he played.
To be fair, there was no Garrett Wilson, so I'm like, oh, I don't know who the fuck the Jets are going to be thrown to regardless.
Tyrod figured it out.
Well, yeah, Tyrod found his favorite
J.C. Horn.
J.C. Horn. He plays for the Panthers.
All for 7 weeks, I have gotten a hold of the all 22 tape, Steven. I have watched every offensive snap that Justin Fields has taken as a Jet. For everybody to have told me these wide receivers and tight ends and running backs aren't open and Fields is just holding the ball because nobody's open, it's such a crock of shit. Such a crock of shit. And then immediately to be vilified when Tyrod Taylor is completing passes to non-Panthers. Granted, one of those interceptions doesn't happen if Alan Lazard catches the fucking football the first time. But, oh well, we figured that out. But you have to give your fucking wide receivers a chance. By holding onto the ball and not throwing it, Justin, you're not giving anybody a chance. Last week's game against Denver is one of Tyrod Taylor plays. Hands down. It's one because he's not going to be late on his throws like Justin was every time he threw the ball to Garrett Wilson. I'm glad we got here because I said last week on the pod that if Justin Fields starts to give you the same type of performance he's been giving you, I thought he was going to finish this game, but I didn't think he was going to start next week. I'm like, all right, you go with Tyrod. Tyrod's going to fuck around and win you 3 games, right? Because there's really only 3 winnable games left. It's the Browns, it's the Bengals, and it's the Dolphins. Those are the only games that are really winnable, right? And then once you get the last like 3 weeks of the season, you go and you look at Brady Cook, who's your rookie on the roster, and like, let me leave no stone unturned for what I might have. Right? You win your 3 games, you play the rookie because Tyrod is going to help reestablish culture because he's a pro, and the players won't fucking completely abandon you, because if they abandon you, they have to fire you, Aaron. Sorry. But you made the right steps fucking benching Justin today. He'll fix that portion of it. You play Brady, you figure it out, and then you go to the draft, you draft Fernando Mendoza, and then all is well. And today was a step. The defense has played well the last couple weeks, too. The offense is just dog shit. Play calling opens up when you have somebody willing to rip it. Mike, notable Justin Fields fan. Anthony, notable Justin Fields fan. Anthony didn't say anything, but you got what you wanted. Mike going, wow, this play calling looks so much different for Tyrod than it does Fields. Tyrod has more time, and me and Roz looked at him like, what the fuck are you talking about?
He deserved to be benched.
He needed to be.
He deserved to be benched. Last week was the kerosene. This week was the match. Like, because the opposite quarterback you guys were playing last week played like dog shit too, and you had a worse game than him, and nobody talked about his bad game. They're only talking about your game was so bad that nobody talks about the other quarterback that was bad that game.
It's so infuriating. It's so fucking infuriating to have everybody who's not a Jet fan tell me I'm crazy. Like, I literally had so many people just tell me, nah, Justin Fields is going to be good for you guys. He's going to be good for you guys.
Here's another Justin Fields stat. You know, I think he's like 0-24 when the opposing team scores more than 21 points.
Yeah, and that's not entirely his fault. I can't blame him for that, because those Bears teams he was on, they were fucking horrible. They were horrible teams. But at some point, when a woman gets divorced, and then she gets divorced again, and then she gets divorced again, it can't be the man's fault every time. Eventually, the woman who's been divorced 3 times has to take some responsibility. Be like, maybe I'm the fucking the problem. I've been divorced 3 times. Maybe I'm the fucking problem. Justin Fields needs to reflect. He should probably go to try to find a backup gig with Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. Stay there for like 3 years. And relearn how to play quarterback behind 2 greats who have a similar play style to what he can do and what he can offer. But as of right now, he can't be a starting quarterback. You can't have multiple games where you're throwing for under 100 yards as an NFL quarterback. You can't be the reason. Like, sacks aren't a quarterback stat, right? But sometimes they need to be. And over the last like 4 weeks of him being a fucking starter, he just is the reason for the majority of his sacks. And he doesn't throw the ball away. The most refreshing thing today was Tyrod Taylor breaking out of the pocket that started to collapse and throwing the ball away. Like, this is bare minimum shit, Steven. Bare minimum shit.
He was holding on to the ball too long and taking unnecessary sacks. And that's what they also, I forgot, these clowns also think that fucking Russell Wilson was good as last year at Denver, which he wasn't. Which Russell Wilson was holding the ball. He was just checking down and going 3 and out. When
Much
they're
like
getting their ass whooped. When they were getting their ass whooped, all of a sudden, nope, they're going down. He gets a touchdown. All of a sudden, his stats aren't bad, but every receiver hated him. His coach wanted him. Oh, they benched him because they didn't want to pay him. Like, he was guaranteed the money. He was getting paid. The only reason he benched him because he had an injury clause in his contract that if he got hurt, they would owe him some money. They wanted him to waive the injury clause. He didn't want to waive it. They benched him, so he wouldn't get hurt because if he got hurt, he got paid.
Yeah. I'm so glad this is over. I'm so glad this saga of my Jet season is over. I now have no idea what I have to look forward to because I was looking forward to this day. And I don't know what else I have. I know. Now I think the next important thing is Garrett getting 1,000 yards still, regardless. That's what I hope can happen. I don't know how much time he's going to miss. If Garrett can get 1,000 and then we get a good draft spot, because as long as we could take either Mendoza.
Reestablish Brees Hall. He
got hurt today. So hard to put him in there on that, but the Jets have done a good job of establishing the run. That's the thing. That's the thing that's so infuriating is the Jets have done such a good job to establish the run, and you would think the mobile quarterback with a good arm would be great in play action or making decisions or making the first read, right? And then checking down. You would think he'd be good at that, but then he stopped trusting what he saw. You'd think it would be perfect for him. Like, that's the offense the Jets want to run. It's just pound the fucking football, get the ball to Garrett Wilson, and score points.
You get another receiver to go opposite.
They do, but I truly don't think they're going to. I don't think they really need to at this point. The season's lost.
Yeah.
There's no point in giving up draft capital for a rental.
Well, right now, you guys got the number 1 pick, and the Dolphins have the 2nd pick.
Yeah, we can't win that Dolphin game. We can't win that game. That's the problem here. Any idea, like Fernando Mendoza's from Miami. We can't let him win, him go there.
You're not going to get Mendoza because you're going to get Carson Beck.
Yeah, right.
Carson Beck. Mark this down. Mike, if you're watching this, mark it down. Carson Beck will be the New York Jets quarterback next season.
There's 3 quarterbacks that you look at. It's Mendoza, it's Moore, and it's Sellers. Sellers is my last case scenario of those 3.
If he comes out.
If not, then it's what the fuck's his name? Is it the kid from Oklahoma?
Mateer, John Mateer. That's Oklahoma quarterback.
Then it's the kid from Alabama.
Ty Simpson?
Yeah, that's the one people are saying is rising up. But I don't want that. I want Mendoza or Moore, and if Sellers leaves, Sellers.
Well, the Jet way, you're going to end up with Carson Beck.
The Jet way would actually have me take fucking try to make a call to Texas and make Arch Manning come out.
Well, it also depends if you have that pick. What happens to free agency? What quarterbacks are free agents?
You can't. If you're Aaron Glenn and Muji, you can't make that decision. You can't go and get your quarterback that way. You can
still get a quarterback and then freaking draft a quarterback anyway and let him sit behind.
Yeah, but Roz presented me with the option of trying to get Kirk Cousins, and I was like, I'm good on that.
No, not Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins can't throw the ball more than 35.
Like, I'm good with these 40-year-old quarterbacks. The only 40-year-old quarterback I'd rather have on my team right now is Tyrod Taylor, and I would love for him to be back next year.
You have a young team. Who's the oldest guy in your team? Like freaking
Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
Well, him and Nick Folk.
Yeah.
You
have a young team.
I'd rather keep Tyrod Taylor than going to get another quarterback.
Old ass quarterback on there.
Because Tyrod doesn't have an ego and he's cool.
Quarterback to a bad team. Old quarterback to a bad team.
Tyrod's cool with being a pro and helping. He knows what his role is. That's why I'd rather just keep bringing him back as a backup if he'll not retire. I think any of the quarterbacks coming out can learn a lot from him. and feel comfortable with him knowing that he's not looking to take their job if they do that, and he understands the offense. I think it would be good for him, any of them, to stay here. I wouldn't look at any of these other quarterbacks and be like, oh, we're going to go get a guy and then draft a rookie and then have the other guy start. Aaron Glenn doesn't have the time now. You got your free year here unless you somehow lose the team. You have to now start thinking about 4 years from now. You can't take these detours and be like, hey, I'm going to try to skip and accelerate a rebuild and try to get 2 years out of this. And you got to just get your quarterback, build it so Woody doesn't get pissed off and fire you. Panthers 13, Jets 6. We did it. I'm so happy. Cleveland Browns 31, Miami Dolphins 6.
The battle of the left-handed Hawaiian quarterbacks.
Quinshawn Judkins is a dog.
This is also a shitty ass weather game. It was 36 mile an hour winds. There's rain, and as we know, Tua does not play good in bad weather.
Any weather that's not sunny, Tua doesn't play good.
Any weather that's not sunny, Tua is. He's already bad. It just gets worse.
Dylan Gabriel
last week and threw everybody under the bus while he threw 3 interceptions, not including himself. No one showing up at meetings. So what is he saying this week after they literally lose the game?
Oh, you didn't see what he said?
His 3 awful interceptions.
He said a whole lot of fucking nothing, Steven. A lot of what he said just was not coherent.
He had a fucking interception. You know how sometimes they come in during the break. Oh, you're watching Jets Panthers. Let's get a look in. Or what tell you? Here's what happened in Cleveland. Tua just threw a pick, and Judkins just scored. While I'm making this announcement, Tua just threw another pick.
Let me share with you.
Yeah, definitely not happy, not proud of where I'm at with my play, with how I've gone about things this year. I know I got to be a lot better, and I've been better for the Miami Dolphins years past, but this isn't years past. This is this year, right? And just trying to maneuver everything and trying to build a collection of guys to kind of bring along with me, and I got to be able to multitask, if that makes sense. Be able to do that, and while doing that, kind of continue to get the whatever it was last year and the years prior for myself to get going again and get in that flow. Thank you.
So ever since he signed his name on that check, been asked.
Steven, let me tell you a secret. That man didn't say a fucking lick of anything.
No.
He said a whole lot of nothing. I'm worried about his brain.
Followed by his coach, who said a whole lot of nothing.
I thought McDaniel did a really good job of also throwing Tua under the bus.
Well, Tua, he had to. He's like, nobody respects him as a coach and all that shit. And then nobody respects Tua as the quarterback leader of the team and captain. If no one's showing up to your players' only meetings, that's on you. They're like the meetings. It's on you. You're the fucking players. You're the quarterback. The quarterback is the quintessential leader of the team. So you're the highest paid position. You're the highest paid guy on the team. And if they don't fucking respect you, like
what are you gonna do?
Tyreek Hill was pissed off this season. He didn't get elected as captain because he was also one of the players that were late to meetings. Well, he was pissed off.
Requesting trades. Just because you're good on the field doesn't mean you're a leader, right? That's just the end all be all on that one. Just because you're good on the field doesn't mean you're a leader. When you have Tua throwing everybody and their mother under the bus.
Well, here's the thing, guys. You're betting. Dolphins are 32nd in rush defense. Last week was Bijan. I think no. Last week was who they faced last week?
The Miami Dolphins. It was any and all Chargers.
Yeah, Vidal went off on him. Then Chuba went off on him. Judkins went off on him. Bijan's next week.
Chicago Bears 26, New Orleans Saints 14. Tell me about this game.
Oh, this game was bad. I hear the Saints. It was like the Saints kept doing dumb shit. Like they had a play in there where they threw to Taysom Hill, and Taysom Hill was to lateral it, but he didn't lateral it. He threw it forward to Alvin Kamara. They called back. Well, Spencer Rattler had a bad game too. It's like,
which sucks because he's been actually pretty good this year.
He's not been good. He's been,
no, but like his number, he's been solid.
The team has been in the games, but he's not making the win. He's like Russell Wilson was last year in Denver.
When you look, but that's better than what I thought Rattler was gonna be.
Yeah, but he was throwing. The Saints play better at home than they do on the road. They usually fight, but the Bears just ran all over them. It's like every time you turn around, Swift. They put a running back in the game. Swift, Johnson, who's the rookie? They just ran all the way down their throats.
I saw what's his face get the game ball for Chicago, the defense coordinator, head coach of the Saints that got fired last year. Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen got the game ball.
Yeah, Dennis Allen revenge game.
Shout out to this big team, man.
Dennis Allen's never been a good fucking. Well, let's wait. Let's not crown their ass.
Oh, we're not crowning anybody. We're not crowning anybody.
We gotta go who they beat. Who have they beat?
They beat the Cowboys.
Defense was ass.
Well, they played lost to the Vikings in that shit show. Lost to the fucking Lions. Got destroyed by the Lions.
We're not sure if the Lions are good or
not. Beat the Cowboys. Beat the Raiders. Beat the Commanders. Beat the Saints.
I don't know. They got to beat some good teams.
Listen, I'm not saying the Bears are a good team, right? But shout out to them for getting 4 straight.
Remember,
the Bears
they were
right
4-2. They were 4-2 last year, and then it collapsed.
Well, luckily for the Bears, their schedule isn't like too hard.
Well, Ben Johnson is trying to make them be like Detroit. We're gonna fucking be a physical team. We're gonna fucking put a running back in there and smash it down your fucking throat.
And then make sure Caleb's in spots where he's not like completely stupid.
Yeah, because Caleb's still stupid. He's still throwing.
He's doing the ball a really good job.
He still throws the ball 20 feet in the air, and then he still does that fucking run around, or he creates his own pressure when he's not even getting pressured.
He's doing a better job of suppressing the Green Goblin mask on his shoulder. He's better than Fields. He's much better than Justin Fields. And at least when Caleb's running, I know there's really a capability. Like he's very capable of being like elite on the run. There's still a chance that Caleb is fucking awful.
He's gonna be playing. He's gonna be playing horrible defenses.
He's playing nothing but bad defenses. He's gonna fuck around and be their first 4,000-yard quarterback. Like he's really gonna fuck around and be their first 4,000-yard quarterback.
Jalen Hurts is this is like his best passing game in 3 years. The most passing yards he's had in like 3 years.
Kansas City Chiefs 31, 0.
This was domination.
This Raider team paid Geno Smith for another like 3 years. You want to know the crazy part about this, Steven, about that before we even talk about this game? I really don't blame Geno.
No.
For a lot of what this, like, granted, Geno, I think, leads the league in interceptions by a country mile.
No, he does.
I don't think that's really like his fault.
Well, he does lead the league, but he's not that far ahead.
I blame Joe Biden.
This is coaching.
Well, I blame Chip Kelly.
Here's number one. Here's Chip Kelly's offense could never work in the NFL.
Never has, one, never will.
Maybe they should have drafted somebody else with that first round pick.
I don't think Ashton Genty's bad. I think
they're not using him, so it doesn't matter. You wasted a pick. You're not using the pick. Why you pick him there? What is the point?
Anthony loved the Ashton Genty pick because everybody told him he was the second coming of Barry Sanders, right? And I told him, I was like, you're going to be very upset when he does not produce at this level. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, Mountain West, like, you may not understand that. That's like averaging fucking 25 in the G League. It really doesn't fucking matter. Like, it compared to all the other talent, it doesn't matter. When he played like significantly better talent, he really didn't do shit, right? You're a team who I think was dead last in rushing last year. Granted, I think we all thought Pete Carroll was going to run the football because that's what we know Pete Carroll to be as an NFL head coach, was to run the fucking football, especially when you get a guy like Ashton Genty. You're like, okay, we're going to run the fucking football. They just don't run the fucking football.
Don't run the football. You don't have receivers, so you have to run the ball.
The fact that they only ran 6 times with Genty is a crime.
Gino has all these interceptions. Brock Bowers has been hurt. He was back today. But did Brock Bowers have a fucking target?
Nope. I was shitting on Chip Kelly the second they hired him. And I told Anthony, I was like, you're going to hate Chip Kelly.
And the worst part about it is you got to place his Kansas.
You can't sit here with Joe Biden's brain leaking out of his ear and like truly take this Raider team any type of serious. Like truly, you can't. I don't think Gino's the problem. I think Chip Kelly's the problem because Gino's just doing what he's told. Gino is a pro at this point, right? At this point, Gino is just like, I'm going to come in. I'm going to do my job. I respect Pete Carroll.
I think Pete Carroll's only chewing that gum to keep him awake.
Like, he just doesn't know football anymore.
I don't know.
Every day he wins the record for oldest coach in the NFL.
This is what Arthur Smith did when he was the coach of the fucking Atlanta Falcons. And it drove me nuts. Is they draft Drake London, they draft fucking Kyle Pitts, they draft Bijan Robinson, and they do everything but get those guys the ball. You wasted a pick. If they don't use Ashton Genty, you wasted that pick. Because you could have used it on something. Your defense, I would say, is trash. You find somebody new. The defense is full of Max Crosby and a bunch of cast-offs. They got Devin White. Tampa said, I'd rather pay Levante David, the old guy, than keep a fucking you because you're really not that good.
He got cut in Philly.
Blitz boy.
Like, I told Anthony, hey, if I were the Raiders, I know Genty seems like this like sexy pick, but you probably should go offensive lineman and then one of the Ohio State running backs in the second round. Or Marion Hampton, either one of those. And he's like, nah, you got to go Genty there. I'm like, no, you probably should go offensive lineman and then one of the rookie running backs because how good you're being told Ashton Genty is probably not how good he's going to be in the NFL. And the drop off in running back talent from Genty to like Judkins, Henderson, and Hampton really isn't big. They're all good.
And listen, running back, the NFL is different. It's not like any other sport where everybody hits their prime at like 27 years old. Each position have different primes. Running back prime is right now. Right out of college. They're in their prime. Because they are dead when they hit 28, 29, 30. So you drafted them with a top 10 pick. You're not using them. You used them one game. That was against Arizona.
In Chicago, he had a fucking game. Chicago actually had like 300.
Oh, no, that was Chicago. That was Chicago.
Yep.
That was Chicago.
Running backs and tight ends are the position you kind of need to get last when you're like ready to be there, ready to compete. And
the Raiders need so much. Their defense is at.
That's why, like, I don't understand going after these positions that are luxuries versus necessity.
They have no wide receivers.
Your quarterback stinks. You should have drafted a quarterback.
And fucking Pat Mahomes came out and he was just doing all sorts of bullshit.
This shit never fucking works.
He coming on, faking a fake, running around doing pirouettes, spinning.
Sorry. Mahomes says, sorry. Mahomes says, Coach, it doesn't.
Oh, there they go.
He was faking it.
There they go.
Got you.
He's spinning around, throwing no-look passes, doing 360s. They're fucking lining up with 4 quarterbacks in the backfield. Got called for penalty, but it's still bullshit. It shouldn't even be like that. Like, look,
why is this old
man Kelsey
doing this?
Wide open.
Is there a world where they fire Pete Carroll?
Good. But he's going to say, I took over the. Well, he did take over a team that was ass. Like this last.
He took over a horrible team. But is it completely outside the realm of possibility that the Raiders fire another coach and pay 6 head coaches?
Possibly.
Because the Raider way for me right now is they're going to have a new coach next year.
I think Chip Kelly, they might have a new offensive coordinator.
They might have a new offensive coordinator in the next 3 weeks.
Well, is it really? We knew this going into the season. Like the Raiders were not going to do anything. They have nobody on defense, nobody on offense. Ashton Genty waiting on a rookie running back to do something. They have no receivers. All they have is Brock Bowers.
Max Crosby.
If Brock Bowers is not getting targeted.
Another luxury piece. Hold on. The Raiders offense is literally built on pieces you get when your offense is already done. Your tight end is literally the icing on the cake. You don't need an elite tight end in football. You really don't. Average tight ends will get you through it if you are good everywhere else. The elite tight end is just a chef's kiss. Put it right there, right? When the Chiefs are going on their runs for everything, Tyreek Hill was awesome. You had Kareem Hunt, who was awesome. And then you also had Travis Kelce, who was fucking awesome, right? Unless you're Pat Mahomes and then you lose everybody else, you still have Travis on the decline. You make it work, right? Every elite tight end is just the icing on top of the cake.
I don't think they only had like 4 first downs. They got shut out.
They got shut out and ball control.
Gino don't even throw an interception. They got beat so bad, Gino don't even throw an interception.
They got ball controlled and didn't. I told Anthony. Anthony was like, man, our teams are combined like 3 and whatever. I was like, yo, you guys didn't score today. Like, you guys literally didn't score today. Like, I thought the Raiders were the best team out of the 3 teams here with us, where it's the Titans, Jets, and Raiders. I was like, oh, the Raiders are easily the best team out of the 3 of us. That's not saying a lot at all.
They're still like the way the NFC is, like all the teams are like still in it except for like 3 teams. The AFC, like the bottom of the AFC is like really bad.
It's bad. Granted, if you had to pick a team who you'd rather be for the next 4 years, I'm picking the Titans.
I would pick the Tennessee because they have a quarterback.
They have a quarterback. They're probably good. They have the pick of of whatever they want for head coach. They have a solid defense. You need to get younger in the secondary.
They need corners, but
you need to continue to play to the strength of your defense, which is Jeffrey Simmons. And if you go get Saleh, you're going to change that. So I don't know how that's going to do. But
Well, if
You have
Simmons
to
is
figure
still
that
on
out.
the team.
Simmons not going nowhere. They're not trading him.
Well,
They've
that's
already
the
shut down
situation.
every.
Well, they can shut it down until somebody makes an offer.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Colts Chargers. I didn't watch a lot of this game because I paid a little bit more attention to the.
Well,
fucking
Jonathan
game.
Taylor, Dak Prescott, Baker Mayfield, your 3 candidates for MVP. Don't praise Daniel Jones, people. Listen, you fell for this before. When a running back carries him to victories, remember Saquon, Jonathan Taylor? This is what's happening. And Ty Warren is always open. That motherfucker is always open. He's offensive rookie of the year right now, but it's the Chargers, they keep losing linemen.
They lost Becton today.
Another offensive tackle got hurt today. They're on their 6th string offensive tackle. And their running backs, top 2 running backs are out. He got his receivers back. I don't know what else to say, but the Chargers defense is bad. You know why? Because their number 1 corner, you know who their number 1 corner is? Benjamin St. Juste.
Oh no! Oh no! I'm about to sneeze.
And you know who else? Harbaugh's gonna. He got the gang back together. He's gonna have to break it up because Greg Roman, he can't design pass offenses in 2020. He's still relying on 90s, early 2000s passing game. It doesn't work like that anymore. But they need health is the Chargers' biggest issue. Health is I've never seen a team get on like their 5th and 6th offensive tackles of the season.
I have. The Jets a couple years ago were on
Well,
like
this
string players.
Yeah, but the injuries, but they're fucking the starting running back and the backup running back.
Yes. Remember when Breece Hall tore his ACL? That same year, we at one point started 3 linemen off of practice squad because everybody else got hurt. And
the 5th and 6th tackle, and then your guards get hurt. And what's happening to the Chargers right now is they're just getting hurt. They cannot keep anybody on the field. And here's the thing: they play on Thursday, and guys are getting injured today, so they're gonna have to go sign more people off the street to play in 3 days.
You know what?
Because Justin Herbert is not getting. He's not getting any help from his line. Like, he is running for his life, trying to make plays that aren't even there, but he can't. Like, don't fall for this. Don't fall for the Colts. They're getting ready to play the tough part of their schedule, people.
Daniel Jones is playing solid though. Like, I'm not going to completely remove all criticism credit from him
before.
Yes, we have, but he's not putting them in bad situations.
No, because Jonathan Taylor.
No, I understand that.
Because once they play a team that takes out Jonathan Taylor, then you're gonna get Danny turnover. He always shows up. He always sells his baked goods.
Let's talk about this doozy. Giants 32, Broncos 33.
Dayball is breaking chairs in the locker room. Dayball he might be fired.
I don't think so.
Well, I think so because I don't think the owner liked that loss.
I don't think the owner liked that loss, but at the same time,
he also let them when Jackson Dart threw that interception.
That was a terrible interception.
Why they call that play call? Why didn't they make Denver use their last time out? Why didn't they run the ball? When you have a rookie quarterback who's going to do something dumb, who allowed that? His offense coordinator and his head coach signed off on it. So he ran the ball twice, made them use their 2 timeouts, and instead of them, then if you run the ball on 3rd down, make them use their last timeout, you punt the ball, then they have to drive. But he gets the interception, they're already in the red zone. You give them life. gave him a free fucking touchdown.
Here's how I think this is. I think as long as the rest of the season is like this, Daboll's not going anywhere. As long as the Giants are competitive in these games, which I think is all Mara wants.
Bo Nix was terrible. And then the Broncos scored 33 points in the fourth quarter. They scored all their points in the fourth quarter.
Unreal. Giants defense is fucking terrible. It's fucking terrible. The fact that when they got the ball back,
the fact that Bo Nix was struggling so much with this shitty defense that they literally all they have is defensive linemen. After that,
it sucks.
You could throw the ball on this Giants team.
The fact that while they were in fucking drop coverage, everybody's fucking back there with 30 seconds left, and he was able to complete that pass to Mims while two Giant defenders are just staring at each other is fucking horrendous. They had no business winning this game
the
after
fact that we had two ricochet touchdowns
back-to-back possessions.
Back-to-back. The Broncos score a bullshit touchdown, and the Giants score a bullshit touchdown.
And then the Broncos gave the game away. The roughing the passer on Jackson Dart, and then the pass interference. I was like, they don't deserve to win the game.
Now, the pass interference, I don't think that was pass interference.
I do. Riley Moss held his arm down.
That was a BS call. The roughing the passer.
Why you call it.
The rough. That's a bullshit call. Roughing the passer, which it wouldn't have mattered. It was 15 yards.
They got the first down anyway.
But they got the first down, but they wouldn't be at the one.
Well, the one was the PI.
Yeah.
But I understand why they called that. If Riley Moss didn't hold his arm down, they wouldn't have called that.
The roughing the passer to me was right. The pass interference, I don't think that was right. That's a let them play.
I kind of thought both of them were like that, but it really didn't matter.
No, it was roughing the passer, but
again, I'm not gonna argue the pass.
Oh no, it wasn't roughing the passer. Well, it was PI, but then Sean Payton fucking went nuts, and then he got a penalty. He got unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, that was funny. But they gave that game away. They really gave that game away. And granted, it was the Ring of Honor game for Demaryius Thomas, recipes of DT. But
they had 33 seconds with one timeout.
I can't believe that shit, man. That shit was unreal. But I think Mara, as long as Mara sees a vision and he sees that they're competitive.
That's until they blew the game. It's different when you're being competitive and you blew a game.
No, I understand that. I understand.
33 points in the fourth quarter with this coach that everyone wanted you to fire last year.
Giants fans have completely flipped on Daboll.
Well,
they are back to believing in him.
That was until this game happened. And
after this game.
After this game, that's not what I saw.
It's exactly what I saw.
I saw completely different. They want him out.
I saw them saying they believed in him and they liked the directions. Like, it's a tough loss. They were in the game. That was fun. Like, that's what I saw.
Oh, no.
And the Giants can squeak out with like 4 more wins, which is pretty possible. So they're probably going to lose Philly. They're probably going to lose the Niners. The Bears game, they have a chance. The Giants defensive line is good enough to make Caleb Williams do stupid shit. So they have a chance.
Yeah, but that's if Ben Johnson if Ben Johnson's going to do like he did today, and we're just going to run the ball with every fucking running back on the depth chart.
I think the Packers, they have a chance because the Packers play down to competition every week.
Well, the Packers got their first road win today.
And we'll talk about that game because the Packers are fucking infuriating. The Commanders, they have a chance. The Vikings, they have a chance, and the Raiders, they have a chance. If they could win 5 games total, maybe 6, Daboll will be back. But you probably have to fire Shane. That would be my conditions if I was Mara.
Well, they're a package deal. You're going to have to fire them both.
Because Joe Shane has proved he can't build a team. Daboll has proved that he could coach a team. That's a little bit different. So, like, you have to get somebody in there who's capable of building shit. And one, Shane also let your fucking best player leave to the division and win a Super Bowl. Like, and then try to be like, oh, Devin Singletary is going to be just as good. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Like, you can't let this guy try to build an offensive line again or try to build a back half of the defense or try to find you a receiver. He has missed every time. Outside of Neighbors, he has missed every fucking time with everybody. You can't. He inherited Andrew Thomas. I don't know. Packers 27, Cardinals 23. I'm getting so sick and tired of watching this fucking Packers team play down the competition every fucking week.
Well, Michael Parsons had a career day today.
He was unfucking real.
And the Cardinals offense runs better with Jacoby Brissett than it does freaking Kyler Murray.
Yes, it does.
Even though they're on their fifth fucking running back.
Bam Knight, former Jet. Michael Carter, former Jet. This is the fucking 2023 New York Jets running back room.
Knight got hurt in the game.
Yep.
So I'm like, oh, they're on their 5th running back. Like,
Greg Dortch, former Jet.
Trey McBride. And if Jacoby just starts looking towards Marvin Harrison more, Marvin Harrison is open.
Most
Targets
of the time.
is the problem.
Well, that's the problem you have when you have a 5'9" quarterback.
Yeah.
And that's no disrespect to Kyler Murray, because I love Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is really fun to watch. It's just if he was like 4 inches taller, he'd be really, really, really good. But he's not 4 inches taller.
Yeah, but it's like Brissett is like getting the ball out. He only had a 1 fumble. Nothing you can do about that because the pass rush with Rashawn Gary was just on his ass as soon as the ball was snapped and smacked the ball out. I was like, what are you going to do?
Jacoby Brissett always does this, though, where he comes in and he kind of makes you think like, is he a starting quarterback?
No, he's not starting running back, but he's running this offense better than Kyler Murray.
Jacoby Brissett is a Madden legend for us, too.
Yes.
He's one of those guys.
We've always known we've seen him before, like he's ass, but not like he's running the offense. It's like, okay, this is what happened. Remember Russell's last 2 years in Seattle, or I was saying for years, he's been terrible. Russell got hurt. Then Geno Smith came in, and the offense, I'm like, this offense runs better with fucking Geno. And then Geno went for like 3 weeks, and they were moving the ball. And then Russ came back from an injury, and then went straight back to shit. And I'm like, why do they just fucking keep playing Geno? That's how it is. It's like I've seen Kyler Murray in this offense. They score, and then they just stall. And Green Bay, and this is all with Jordan Love too, because he does stupid shit.
Dumb shit.
He does dumb, stupid shit.
Cowboys 44, Commanders 22. This was an ass whooping led by MVP candidate Rain Dakota Prescott.
Well, listen, Washington literally were without their starting 3 wide receivers. They're playing Robbie, former Jet great, Chosen Anderson. Robbie Anderson's fucking playing for them as a receiver because Noah Brown, Deebo Samuel, and fucking Terry McLaurin is out.
This game
And
was
Lattimore is washed. Lattimore and Pickens are about to punch fight each other.
My favorite thing about George Pickens, before you continue, is nobody is better at, like, he's really the James Harden of the NFL, where he is so good at pulling a guy towards him and pushing a guy off him and just getting a fucking call for a pass interference.
He gets a pass. He gets at least like
every
one or
game.
two pass interferences every game.
And when you really
And
watch him and you
he's
slow
already
it down,
he's already at his career high in touchdown receptions last week.
like, literally, he is just manipulating the refs, and the refs just don't call it the other way. Like, it's really an offensive pass interference every fucking time. But, like, he's literally just doing the James Harden thing where he would go, and then he would hook your arm, and then head to the free throw line. That's literally what George Pickens does.
Underthrown ball, and he's coming back to it. Lattimore. Well, then Lattimore, and then CeeDee Lamb come back, and it's like, oh, he's not hurt. He's 100%. And they put Lattimore on CeeDee Lamb and put Lattimore on Pickens. It didn't matter. They were just roasting him up like barbecue chicken.
Lattimore can't play football anymore. Lattimore now is just there to kind of just make people want to fight him.
Javonte Williams, sneaky good signing. He just
dog
running through people. So I tell you, it takes 2 years to come from that ACL injury.
Granted, this Commanders defense really isn't that good.
No, the Commanders defense is terrible.
They're very bad. They're old and bad.
Oldest team in the league, old and bad.
There's not much you could do about that shit. Like,
plus, you got to also remember Dak Prescott's record against the NFC East. It's like 35-9. He hasn't lost a home game against the NFC East since 2017. As a starting
Dak is having an unbelievable year. He's really having an unbelievable year.
It's not even that. It's like the fucking passes are so fucking like they're in the receiver's hands. They either catch them or they don't. It's like so precise. He's like more. Here's what I'm talking about. Why the NFL, each position has different primes. Like running back prime is now. Receivers prime is 27 to 30 range. Quarterback's prime is when they turn 30 to 34. That's the quarterback's prime. So all the quarterbacks are like really good in freaking.
This is easily the best version of Dak.
The best versions are always between 30 and 34. That's the quarterback prime.
Easily the best version.
Quarterback hits that prime. Look, Mahomes is in there now. Now he's like, oh, you thought he was good now. Now he's in his prime. His quarterbacks are in his prime. So they're like they're like the mid now. They're the new veterans, while the old guys are still around. They're the new mid, not old, still kind of young, in between guys now, and they're in the quarterback prime.
As somebody who's been rooting for Dak Prescott his entire career at this point, I love for him. I would love to see him get an MVP out of this because he absolutely deserves it.
If he brings this team to the playoffs, he deserves MVP. I don't care if they're the 7th seed. When you have to deal with that defense,
the only problem is Baker Mayfield exists right now, and Baker's also playing at another level.
He's playing at 11, but Dak's numbers are. But Baker still has a defense. Like Todd Bowles is going to get. They still have guys in the defense that make stops. Like this defense doesn't make stops.
Absolutely, but then my argument to you is every one of Baker's wide receivers exploded, and he was still throwing touchdowns to fucking nobodies.
And then I could make the same amount about Dak Prescott.
I mean, you had George Pickens, and when CeeDee Lamb went out,
and his whole offensive line was out.
Yeah,
he got the offensive line. The offensive line came back today, except for the center. Everybody was back except for the center.
And then at that point, it's going to be how does each person's year finish out? Where it's like who wins the division, who has wins, who has this.
Tampa was expected to win a division. The Cowboys are like borderline playoff team or not. And
it's gonna be fun.
If he brings that team to the playoffs, he deserves the MVP because he literally has the worst defense in the NFL. He's the number one offense and the 32nd defense.
We've done all the games. We've been going for hour and a half. We've done a good job. We have 2 games, Bucks, Lions, and then we have Texans, Seahawks. I'm going to be the first person to get ahead of this and apologize to Sam Darnold because I think I'm wrong. I was fully expecting a pumpkin year. I think I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong. Everything I thought about the Seahawks offense, with their offensive line being as bad as it is and all that, I thought it was very much going to take into effect and he was going to revert. He looks unreal. He's having himself a year.
Kubiak, but playing a defense. He's playing a defense this week.
He is. Granted, he's playing a defense that's got a struggling secondary right now. Stingley's not playing great and all that stuff. If he could sling this ball against a defense like this,
if he can also see ghosts. Well, we can see what Seattle's defense is okay.
They're good enough.
They're
good enough defense. He could also be someone who really sneaks into the MVP conversation because
Darnold's still a pumpkin. I don't.
As of right now, if you look at stats, he's really the best quarterback in football.
He had those same stats last year, and we knew.
I know, but I think this is different.
Well, you think it's different? Okay, wait till later. Remember when he collapsed?
No. I know. I understand, but I was very skeptical all last season.
Very skeptical. Offenses, the weapons on Minnesota were way better than the Seattle one.
I know. That's why I was still skeptical because I was like, he had everything. He doesn't have that as much here. This is no disrespect to Jackson Smith and Jigba, but you're not Justin fucking Jefferson. Cooper Kupp isn't Jordan Addison. Cooper Kupp's not Jordan Addison. Elijah Arroyo isn't TJ Hawkinson. None of the running backs are Aaron Jones and Madison and all these guys. It's not the same. And you don't have one of the best
line with Christian Darrisaw on the offensive line.
Yeah, you don't have all of that now in Seattle, and you don't have one of the 3 best play callers in football either. That's why I'm like this. I'm going to try to get ahead of it now. It just feels different this time. It feels like Sam is who he's supposed to be finally.
You always are this way with Sam Darnold. And then
I love Sam Darnold.
Blows up in your
I love Sam Darnold.
And always
last year I didn't do that. Last year I didn't do this. Don't do that to me.
How many fucking years? Yeah. How many years are you going to do this to yourself?
I love Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold to me is and will always be the one who got away. Because we ruined Sam Darnold.
Still the one seeing ghosts. You fall for this every time.
No, I didn't fall for it last year. I said that was going to happen last year. I said it was going to happen in my NFL predictions before the season started. It just feels different now. It just feels like he's kind of who he's supposed to be, the same way Baker is who he finally is supposed to be. I feel like Sam got there too. And this is Mike and everybody's argument. They're
I feel like Baker's way better than way better than Sam Darnold. But
they're both where they're supposed to be.
Well, they're supposed to be. Well, it's not like they didn't earn what they earned. They did deserve.
They deserved that. They absolutely deserved that. And that was my point.
Resurging.
That was my point with Mike and Anthony because they're like, oh, well, look at Sam Darnold and look at Baker Mayfield. I'm like, you have to remember their journeys before you could do this. Yeah. I was like, just
got to remember what happened 5,
but
you forgot how bad they were. He deserved.
I thought Sam Darnold was going to be special his rookie year. Sam Darnold's rookie year was amazing.
How bad they were in fucking Carolina.
Sam Darnold, his rookie year, where he went band for band with prime Aaron Rodgers, where he threw for 340 something yards, a perfect QBR, and 4 touchdowns. That moment, I was like, oh, that's it. we got him. We got it. And then we fired Todd Bowles and everybody involved, brought in Adam Gase, and then ruined Sam Darnold forever, right? Sam Darnold then in year 3 gets traded to at the end of year 3 before year 4 gets traded to Carolina. They beat us, and then he ends up losing that job to fucking PJ Walker.
And he got hurt.
And then ended up losing that job to PJ Walker.
He got hurt, then Walker got hurt,
and then they traded for Baker.
No, Baker, yeah, they traded for Baker. And Baker was bad. And they cut Baker. And then Darnold came back off injury.
And then Sam was bad.
Yeah, and then Sam was bad.
And then Sam went to San Fran and learned to play quarterback again. And then he went to Minnesota, where Baker went to McVay.
Baker went to the Rams.
Like, they had a journey to get to where they are, and I'm glad they're finally playing.
Well,
like,
people
really
forget,
high.
like, they weren't always good.
They were very bad.
Baker Mayfield's best performance was that fucking Rams game on Thursday night,
off of like 10 hours,
where he signed Tuesday night. He signed the contract Tuesday night, showed up Wednesday, and had to play Thursday, and didn't even know the fucking plays.
That was awesome.
That is the best Baker fucking Mayfield performance.
To this point, he's had some fucking performances now.
He's had some performance, but that one, doing what he did, literally the game's on Thursday. He signs the contract Tuesday night, travels Wednesday morning, gets the playbook, and is starting.
It's literally what Joe Flacco did.
Joe Flacco had a whole fucking week. Get out of here.
But similar concept. But for those guys to finally get to where we are 8 years later, when everyone's telling Mike and Anthony were like, "Oh, you need to wait with Justin Fields," I'm like, he's year 5. Like, he's bounced to 3 different teams at this point. I'm not going to be the one to sit here and wait for him. I don't have the time to do that. Like, if that was the case, we should never got rid of Geno, because Geno took 9 years to become a starting caliber NFL quarterback.
Geno sat behind Eli and Russell.
And Phillip Rivers.
Like,
he went through his journey too. Like, NFL teams can't afford to wait 8 years on players.
Yeah.
You have to let them go.
Yeah. If you have a quarterback for 8 years and you're not sure,
that's a problem.
You're not going to have a job.
As much as I love Sam Darnold, I would have, hindsight being 2020, we would have been better off keeping him and paying him low than doing the Zach Wilson experiment. But, like, I understand why we got rid of him.
But this is what happens with most teams when they're drafting a quarterback because they suck. It's like 9 years out of 10, they earn the fucking first pick of the draft. If you draft in the top 10, you suck unless you trade up there.
It's why the Bears had to do what they did.
It's either you suck, everybody in your team's injured, or you traded up there. That's the only reason you should be in the top 10.
Like, by year 3 of a quarterback, you should know if he's a guy.
Yeah. Year 3.
The Bears did.
Year 3, if they haven't gone through, not Justin Fields, I will say this. 5 years, 5 offensive coordinators. That's
eventually you have to pick something up.
Offense, and they need year 3. Well, no, I'm not saying. I'm saying when you get these rookie quarterbacks, that year 3 you should see the jump. Like, year 1, they're going to struggle. Year 2, you want to see improvement, but year 3 is the jump.
Yeah, and at that point, if you're still asking questions, like, the Bears did the right thing. They did the right thing for them, moving on, resetting the quarterback clock, and not locking themselves into Justin Fields. The Jets did the right thing, not locking themselves into Sam Darnold, and moving on to reset the clock. Like, everybody who moves on, you make the right decision.
If you draft, and one thing about it is, when you hire a new coach, that's when you need to draft a quarterback. When you have the new coach, you cannot draft a fucking quarterback when the coach is on his final year. He's a lame duck head coach. He's going to get fired. And now the new coach and new GM comes in and is like, I didn't draft this guy. I want my guy. And then you're stuck for 3 years with the guy you didn't draft. And then guess what? Now your job's on the line. You finally get a guy you drafted in the last 1 year, and now you're gone.
Can't do it.
Because you're forced to sign quarterback. It's like the Dolphins, they had to pay Tua. Well, why did they give Tua that contract? Okay, who are they getting?
They weren't in a position to draft anybody better. You weren't going to sign anybody better. You have to resign. It's
Tua
same thing
had
with
all
Trevor
the
Lawrence.
leverage. That's
It's
why
same
he
thing
got
with Trevor
paid.
Lawrence.
Who's going to replace? Yeah.
Same thing with Trevor Lawrence. Okay, you paid
are you
Trevor Lawrence
getting?
that money. Who are you getting to replace Trevor Lawrence? Who are you getting that's consistently
When
giving you
quarterbacks get these
4,000
money,
yard
okay,
seasons?
sometimes some of these contracts are fucking outrageous. But listen, that's what you gotta say to yourself. Well, who's taking over? Oh, you could just let them go. I said, okay, they have the 25th pick. They let them go. Who is really replacing them with? The quarterbacks are going to be gone. Then who's in free agency? Oh, nobody. You have to get the guy. That's why the quarterbacks hold all the leverage. That's why you end up seeing stupid-ass Daniel Jones getting a contract for the Giants, even though we all know what was going to happen. But they had a pick.
I don't know what more they're supposed to do. Like, I would have given Trevor Lawrence that contract too if he was the quarterback of my team. But hey, I just watch every other team have a better quarterback than me.
You also forget past performance. Oh, he is. I'm like, you forgot him in the playoffs. You forgot when they literally could have beat the Chiefs if the wide receiver didn't fumble inside the red zone.
The guy literally has had, like, outside of the injury year, he was going to have 3 straight 4,000-yard seasons.
As a rookie, his head coach didn't know who the fuck Aaron Donald was. That's all that needs to be said.
If he didn't get hurt last year, he was going to have 4,000 yards again. He's going to have 4,000 yards again this year. You pay Trevor Lawrence 10 times out of 10, unless you could be in a situation where you could get somebody else.
You can't be. Oh, we don't need to pay Trevor Lawrence. Okay, your team made the playoffs, so you have pick number. You're 25. You're picking no less than 25 because you made the fucking playoffs. And what? You got to pay the quarterback. Well, who are you going to replace him with? Who's free agency? Oh, nobody. You could draft one. I said, okay, all those quarterbacks are gone.
All right, we've reached the end of the night. Steven, thank you for being here. Blackheart, thank you for coming in. Everybody came and watching. Appreciate you. We'll be back next week to recap Week 8. Maybe the Jets will have a win. Who knows? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. We will see y'all later.